What is up, everyone? Welcome to another episode of Coffee with Hooligans. Please rack up those likes. More likes, more hooligans. Give me a second to read through the chat, make sure everything's running smoothly, and we'll get started. First, I want to say thank you guys so much for all the birthday wishes, all the birthday cash, everything you guys sent me. You guys are amazing. Best birthday ever. I appreciate all of you. I think I was still getting happy birthdays this morning. My notifications have been crazy for the last 3 days. Thank you guys. What's up, Days End? What's up, Wake Up? What's up, Proud Ankle? What's up, Kim? What's up, Robert? What's up, Matthew? Happy freedom, you hooligans. What's up, Diane? What's up, Faded? What's up, Adrian? What's up, OGBT? What's up, Sam? Days End. Have you played Evil Dead yet? Free game on PS. It's fun to say. I'll have to check it out, see if I can get it for free. Otherwise I might have to wait on it. I know a lot of people want me to play Red Dead Redemption 2, but I don't have video game money at this time. We'll see how it goes. We'll see. I just restarted Fallout 4, so we may go live a little bit more regularly on the JeffMAC gaming channel and just play throughout the storyline for Fallout 4 since I just reset it. We'll see how it goes. What's up, Anthony? What's up, Tony? What's up, B? What's up, Lifelike? What's up, Captain Seamus? Happy freedom. Thank you guys for being here. What's up, Tony? What's up, Snooks? Happy freedom, you hooligans. Thank you for the link, Snooks. I appreciate you. What's up, everyone on the JeffMAC Live YouTube channel? What's up, Annie? Captain Seamus, you're omnipresent. What's up, everyone on Twitch? Appreciate you guys being here. What's up, Salty Ragu? What's up, everyone on Odyssey? Appreciate you guys watching on a free speech platform. What's up, everyone on Rumble? I already got 63 people over on Rumble. Proud of you guys. What's up, Rasta? What's up, Free Mind Art? What's up, Serum? What's up, Lumpy? What's up, hooligans? Appreciate you guys all being here. What's up, Cornish? What's up, Donna Sparks? What's up, everyone on jeffmaclive.com? You guys are outstanding. Happy freedom. It's Monday. Expect it to be like a Monday. All right, on the schedule today at 5 o'clock Eastern Time, Old Man Walter is supposed to be going live to deliver remarks on the AU-KUS partnership. Is my phone ringing? Oh, weird. Must be a plow trucks outside. We got a crazy amount of snow overnight. So we have that going on at 5. We may cover that on time. And then at 7:15 p.m. Eastern Time, the Orange Eagle will be live. We are going to cover that right on time. Again, that's 7:15 p.m. Eastern Time. Can't show it on YouTube because he is against community guidelines. So we will be covering that on all the free speech platforms. So definitely look forward to that. It's always good to hear from the Orange Eagle. And then we will be starting off today's live with Old Man Walter delivering remarks on the economy. After that, we have a video that is titled Biden to Approve Controversial Alaska Oil Project. And then after that, we have a video that is titled Silicon Valley Bank Collapse, Biggest Since 2008. Which I'm hearing a bunch of crazy stuff about that. Like people who have Etsy stores and stuff like that, they're not getting paid now because Etsy's money goes through Silicon Valley. So I wonder who all that's going to affect. Then after that, we have a video that is titled Federal Regulators Close New York's Signature Bank. And then for wrapping up the YouTube side of things, we have a video that is titled New Report Shows Record Number of NYPD Officers Resigning. Then we have 4 videos for the free speech platforms. Not sure how far we'll get. If we have anything left over, we'll most likely cover it after we cover Old Man Walter at 5 p.m. We'll kind of do it like a watch party, but it'll be at 5. because at 7:15 p.m. we have the Orange Eagle. So that is the plan for today. Let me get this pulled up. We're going to be starting with Old Man Walter delivering remarks on the economy. This was live a few hours ago. What's up, Tosif? Welcome to the live. 24/7, I did the thing. I appreciate you. Alright, just reading through the chat really quick before we get this started. What's up, Mr. Beans Bean? Welcome to the live. All right, hooligans, let's get this started. Look at that face Old Man Walter's making. I think he caught a whiff of himself.
Before I leave for California, I want to briefly speak about what's happening in Silicon Valley Bank and Signature Bank. Today, thanks to the quick action of my administration over the past few days, Americans can have confidence that the banking system is safe. Your deposits will be there when you need them. Small businesses across the country, the deposit accounts at these banks can breathe easier knowing they'll be able to pay their workers and pay their bills. And their hardworking employees can breathe easier as well. Last week, when we learned of the problems of the banks and the impact they could have on jobs of small businesses and banking system overall, I instructed my team to act quickly to protect these interests. They've done that. They've done that. On Friday, the government regulator in charge, the FDIC, took control of Silicon Valley Bank's assets. And over the weekend, it took control of Signature Bank's assets. Treasury Secretary Yellen and a team of banking regulators have taken action, immediate action. And here are the highlights. First, all customers who had deposits in these banks can rest assured, rest assured they'll be protected and they'll have access to their money as of today. That includes small businesses across the country that bank there and need to make payroll, pay their bills, and stay open for business. No losses will be, and this is an important point, no losses will be borne by the taxpayers. Let me repeat that. No losses will be borne by the taxpayers. Instead, the money will come from the fees that banks pay into the Deposit Insurance Fund. Because of the actions that our regulators have already taken, every American should feel confident that their deposits will be there if and when they need them. Second, the management of these banks will be fired. If the bank is taken over by FDIC, the people running the bank should not work there anymore. Third, investors in the banks will not be protected. They knowingly took a risk, and when the risk didn't pay off, investors lose their money. That's how capitalism works. And fourth, there are important questions of how these banks got into the circumstance in the first place. We must get the full accounting of what happened and why those responsible can be held accountable. In my administration, no one is above the law. And finally, we must reduce the risk.
That's real rich coming from Old Man Walter.
During the Obama-Biden administration, we put in place tough requirements on banks like Silicon Valley Bank and Signature Bank, including the Dodd-Frank law to make sure that the crisis we saw in 2008 would not happen again. Unfortunately, the last administration rolled back some of these requirements. I'm going to ask Congress and the banking regulators to strengthen the rules for banks to make it less likely this kind of bank failure would happen again, and to protect American jobs and small businesses. Look, the bottom line is this. Americans can rest assured that our banking system is safe. Your deposits are safe. Let me also assure you we will not stop at this. We'll do whatever is needed. On top of all that, let's also take a look at a moment
Are they
put
friend
the situation
or foe?
in broader context. We've made strong economic progress in the past 2 years. We've created more than 12 million new jobs. more jobs in 2 years than any president has ever created in a single 4-year term. Unemployment is below 4% for 14 straight months. Take-home pay for workers is going up, especially for lower and middle-income workers. And we've seen record numbers of people apply to start new businesses, more than 10 million of them, more than 10 million applications over the last 2 years starting businesses. Now we need to keep this progress going. That's what swift action that my administration over the past few years is all about. Protecting depositors, protecting the banking system, protecting the economic gains we've made together for the American people. Thank you, God bless you, and may God protect our troops. See you in California.
Mr. President, what do you know right now about why this happened? And can you assure Americans that there won't be a ripple effect?
Do you expect other banks to fail, Mr. President?
So he just comes out, says that, and then tries to smooth things over. By the way, the economy's doing great. Don't you worry. It's doing great. The bank closing and stuff, that's normal. That's a sign of a good economy. Oh man, Walter. When they tell you not to panic, that's usually when it's time to start panicking. It's not good. It is not good. We'll see how far this, they call it a contagion. They're worried that this is going to affect other banks, which there's some signs saying that. As I mentioned before, people who work Etsy stores and stuff, they're not getting paid right now. So I wonder what other big companies are affected by this. I won't know until the 21st if YouTube's tied up into all that. Who knows? I might receive an email saying they ain't going to pay me. Who knows? I won't know until the 21st. So the next video that we're covering is titled Old Man Walter to Approve Controversial Alaska Oil Project. Just a moment while I set this up. Alright, I'm gonna read through the chat really quick and we'll get this started. Thank you so much, Genius by Birth, for continuing the membership program for 25 months. You're officially a hooligan. I appreciate you. Thank you. I actually like when he walks away. I like when he falls up and down the stairs. That's my favorite trick that he does. My goodness. Kirk sounds like a takeover. I'm saying. They're hitting us where it hurts. They're ruining our environment. Now they're kicking the banks over. It's not looking good. Happy freedom, Shadow Patriot. Mr. Beansy Beans, you crack me up. Captain Seamus, Bitcoin is up 15% today. So a lot of people saying it's going to fall. That it's going up right now, but it's going to end up falling. Who knows? A lot of that stuff is scare tactics to manipulate the market and stuff. I mean, not the stats themselves, but the things that you hear people saying about it as if they can predict stock and stuff. All right, hooligans, let's get her started.
I mentioned this a moment ago. The AP is now reporting President Biden will approve this controversial oil drilling project that will anger the left. It's called the Willow Project. It would allow oil drilling in at least parts of Alaska. Expected to face fierce opposition from a key part of his base. Grady Trimble's on that story. Fox Business Live from the North Lawn. Grady, good morning.
Good morning, Bill. President Biden, just in the last half hour or so, officially giving the green light to the Willow Project, a huge and hugely controversial oil drilling project in Alaska. But at the same time, the Biden administration is putting new restrictions on oil and gas drilling in that state. It's unclear whether the Interior Department approved the scaled-back version of this massive oil drilling project. ConocoPhillips, though, says it would create 2,500 construction jobs, 300 permanent jobs, and generate $17 billion in revenue for the federal government. But as you mentioned, environmental activists have been pushing back against it. A viral TikTok campaign sought to block the Willow Project. These newly announced restrictions in other parts of Alaska's oil reserve are seen as an attempt to appease those environmentalists. They'll limit oil and gas drilling on 16 million acres in Alaska and the Arctic Ocean. Republicans, though, have long supported the project as a move toward greater energy independence in the United States. Here's Senator Bill Cassidy just before the approval this morning.
It should go forward as long as it meets those environmental standards. For too long, we're trying to push to Venezuela and Saudi Arabia, produce the oil that we need, as opposed to produce it here with our environmental standards and creating jobs for American workers. Let's do it.
ConocoPhillips initially wanted 5 drilling pads as part of the Willow Project. Then the Bureau of Land Management put forward a proposal for 3 drilling pads. So it's unclear, guys, which of those proposals has officially been approved this morning, according to the Associated Press.
Watch it. Thank you, Grady. Nice to see you. A lot going on there. The White House already early today.
I'm Steve Ducey.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
Well, we'll see how that goes. Old man Walter shut down the pipeline, and now we're doing this. Now we got more projects in the works. Everything they do is so suspicious. It makes no sense. Alright, so this next video is titled Silicon Valley Bank Collapse, Biggest Since 2008.
It's the largest bank meltdown.
Alright, give me a second to read through the chat. If you're ready to go, drop some coffees or some ones in the chat to let me know. Spock. Train spill 80 times more oil than pipelines. Yeah, we're about to due for another train derailment. I'm surprised I didn't hear about any over the weekend. It's like every day there's a train derailment now. It's wild. Also, I'm waiting for more UFO stuff since they said that the mothership is in our solar system and it's releasing drones to come spy on us and stuff. You know how bad things have to be for the Pentagon to come out and say there's a mothership in our solar system? They couldn't say that the objects in the sky were UFOs. They were just objects. We went from that to there is a mothership in the solar system. What do you mean a mothership? Isn't it a balloon? Isn't it some? It's probably China, right? Nope, straight mothership. Okay. It's gotta be messed up to put out information like that. What's up, John? Thanks for being here. What's up, Mia? Mr. Beansy Beans. Well, I hope the UFO mothership picks up old man Walter and takes him to his anus. He's already there. He's catching a whiff every time he steps on stage. That's why he makes that face. Happy for him, Anthony. Alright, hooligans, I'm seeing those coffees and ones in the chat. Let's get her started.
It's the largest bank meltdown since the Great Recession more than a decade ago. Silicon Valley Bank, a bank that caters largely to startups and venture capitalists in the tech world, collapsed this week, making it the second biggest bank failure in U.S. history. It's now under the control of the Federal Deposit Insurance Corporation, FDIC, which says depositors will be able to access their money by tomorrow. But standard insurance only protects up to $250,000 per depositor. Joining me now, California Congresswoman Katie Porter, member of the House Committee on Oversight and Reform. She's also recently announced she's running for Senate in California. Congresswoman Porter, thank you for coming to the Sunday Show.
What's up with the tapestry in the back?
Okay, so you are, the FDIC is briefing California lawmakers in just a few hours. What are you expecting to hear from them, and what information are you demanding to receive?
We actually were able to have our briefing last night. The FDIC was able to accommodate us, which we appreciated. And I want to emphasize to everybody how hard these really dedicated, often career, lifelong public servants are working to make sure that hopefully Silicon Valley Bank is able to open on Monday. That's the goal. If we're able to achieve that, I think that would be a terrific outcome here. Hopefully the bank will have a new buyer. That's usually the best case scenario in these kinds of situations. The bank typically closes on a Friday. They look for a buyer. A new buyer comes in, usually a bigger bank, opens it on Monday, and everyone's able to take back to business as normal. This is a little different in part because our banking laws were written in kind of an analog era in which nothing happened on the weekend. And now we're in an era with online banking, with Twitter, with investors here at the bank, depositors at the bank communicating, and that is making the sort of banking process continue to move and evolve over the weekend, which doesn't give the FDIC and federal regulators as much time to stabilize the bank and find a buyer because everything's moving underneath them this weekend.
In the Washington Post story about the closing of the bank, you expressed concern that if they can't process payroll, that we could see layoffs on Monday. Is that still a concern?
So California state law here is intersecting with federal banking law, which is creating this issue. California state law requires employers to make payroll, to pay people out for their past work within so many days. And that's going to fall on Monday for a lot of these employers. That's when they normally make payroll. So they're worried about if they aren't able to pay because their money is at Silicon Valley Bank and it remains closed, they could be liable under California law, including personally liable for the people on the boards of directors. So this is a good law aimed at curbing corporate abuse, at making sure workers are paid promptly for work they've performed. I've been in touch with the governor's office, and I believe they are working and they have some ideas about how they could prevent liability and hopefully prevent what are really needless layoffs and furloughs here. Because again, the underlying businesses are in great shape. They have their money at the bank. And the bank, by the way, has significant assets. The money isn't missing. We don't have any evidence that there's been any kind of theft or problem. The mismatch here is between the assets they have, which are long-term assets, maturities that you often, securities that you often hold to maturity, and what's happening at the bank, which is people want their money back today. And so that's creating this mismatch. But Silicon Valley Bank has significant assets, and I think ultimately we'll be able to weather this and hopefully be sold.
So for a lot of people, this bank closing came from out of nowhere. So I'm wondering how much of a factor were rising interest rates in this shutdown?
So rising interest rates were really the factor that caused the bank to have this problem, along with, in some ways, the pandemic, and in some ways, the bank's own management strategy. What basically happened here is in late 2020, the bank began to grow rapidly. They took in lots and lots and lots of deposits, millions of dollars. And then they turn around, and how banks make money is they take our money, the deposits, and they go and invest them. And it's that return that generates their profit. And here, Silicon Valley Bank invested in things like U.S. treasuries. And at the time, interest rates were very low. And so these treasuries these bonds have a very low interest rate. and they're long-term. We're supposed to hold them to maturity, like 10 years from now. In the meantime, the Fed has raised interest rates aggressively, really as quickly or more quickly than we've ever seen the Fed do it. And that created higher interest rates, and people were saying, we're going to move our money. We want our money somewhere else. And the bank had to keep raising interest rates to attract deposits. So we call this sometimes a net interest match, a net interest income problem. The good news is those underlying bonds that the bank bought are still valuable. They're U.S. Treasuries. They're really the safest place the bank could have invested the money. But there are real questions about why the bank didn't anticipate one of the most fundamental financial facts that everybody should know, which is interest rates go up and they go down. You can't bet on them staying low forever. They didn't. They went up, and the bank wasn't prepared for it. And there are some real oversight questions about that.
Interesting. So it's the plague's fault. Okay. How are you going to blame this on something that happened a couple years ago? They might as well have said the Orange Eagle did it. What a bunch of nonsense. They're saying that the CEO sold all of his shares like a week ago or 2 weeks ago or something. That's just a coincidence. All those high up employees just got bonuses and stuff. I've been reading about that. That's just a coincidence. This just came out of nowhere. This came out of nowhere. Now the federal government's in charge of the bank. That's good, right? That's a good thing. That's nice. I don't know. All this smiling and don't panic. I know it's all your money, but it'll be okay. Don't worry. Your bills are coming out. Your checks aren't landing, but that's all right. Yeah, no, it's not good when that's the government telling you, hey, we're here to help. Okay. Okay. I've been seeing videos and stuff talking about people not being able to pull money out of Wells Fargo, that they're being affected too. I couldn't find a news video about it, but people showing their accounts trying to pull 20 bucks out and it won't let them. It's not letting them. So who knows how far this is going to go. This next video is titled Federal Regulators Close New York Signature Bank.
Now to a developing story after
Just a moment. We'll read through the chat really quick before we get this started. I don't want to race through all of this. I do have to leave in like 30 minutes though. A-Quest, it's JeffMac's fault. Yeah, it's my fault. It's my fault. Just blame me for it. It'll be fine. I need attention. Clearly it's the Orange Eagle's fault. Exactly. It's his fault. Everything was great back then. No, that's someone else's doing. Things suck now. That's his fault. That's his fault. Hey, I appreciate you being here. Wake up. Eagle Warrior, you look like Ray Charles with those shades. I'm saying, I'm blind to the nonsense. That's what's going on. No, I don't know what's going on with my eyeballs. I went to lay down to go to sleep last night, and then all of a sudden it was like sand under my eyelids, scratching my eyeballs. So I slept like crap, and now I'm sitting here in front of 5 lights, so this green screen will function behind me. And everything's a little blurry and fuzzy. I need the shades on. That way I don't catch pink eye from old man Walter talking at me. Phil, I sold my shares, but there's nothing to see here. Yep. And then there's supposed to be stuff going on with crypto. Supposed to be stuff going on with that too. I think I don't know if it's our government, somebody. There's some sort of official crypto that's coming out, and they're gonna try and do some weird stuff because the crypto that's out right now is unregulated. So our government doesn't like that. They don't like that there's unregulated currency that people are trading and selling off and all this stuff without having to pay a whole lot of tax on it. You're supposed to pay tax. You're supposed to pay capital gains tax on it, but there's people finding ways around it and they don't like it. So they're trying to create federal cryptocurrency and then they're going to do something to the crypto market. Who knows? This all could be webbed together. Trigger, I'm not hungover, okay? I don't get hungover. I don't drink enough to get hungover. I barely drink enough to even feel it. I got a bad stomach. I gotta drink 3-4 beers before I can even feel it. And usually if I start feeling it and I'm still drinking, I'm gonna be trashed, because it takes a long time for the stuff to be processed in my stomach. Like coffee, I'll sit here and drink 6 cups of coffee while talking to you guys, and then maybe by that 5th or 6th one, I'm starting to become like ones and zeros. I'm just like vibrating through my chair here. Takes a long time. Angscar's welding flash. Isn't that where you just squint your eyes a little bit? Do a little squinting. Damon Walker, don't rub your eyes. I've been trying not to, because I know I'm going to just scratch my eyeballs. Let's see. Nana Rose. Eye drops. Yeah, I don't have any eye drops. I'm going to have to go pick some up. We'll see how this goes. Tumbleweed, defund the government. I'm saying. They need to give us a year with no taxes. Just don't pay no taxes. They're just blowing our money. They are irresponsible with money. So I don't understand why we got to pay them. It doesn't make any sense to me. Press 1 to defund the government. There you go, Tumbleweed. Drop those ones if that's how you feel they should go. Mr. Beansy Beans, it'll be all right. It'll be all right. Captain Seamus, the safety squint. It's not quite OSHA approved, but I've seen it. I've seen it. I've never done it. I've never welded, but I've been in shops and stuff where there's welding going on. You see guys over there just squinting really hard. That's how you can tell who the pros are. What's up, Tam Tam? What's up, Hair Juicer? Happy Freedom. What's up, Pumpkin? Look at that. 88 people are on Rumble. You guys are awesome growing Rumble over there. Happy Freedom, Nicole. All right, hooligans, let's get it started.
Now to a developing story. After the collapse of Silicon Valley Bank on Friday, another bank just shut down. Regulators today abruptly closed Signature Bank. It has offices throughout New York and Connecticut. CBS 2's Lisa Rosner has more on how the feds are responding to protect deposits.
Citing systemic risk, regulators shut down Signature Bank Sunday. The company told us no comment. The New York-based full-service commercial bank has 40 private client offices.
This is a byproduct of what we saw with Silicon Valley Bank. The Federal Reserve, the FDIC, and the Treasury step in and provide assurance that things like uninsured deposits will be available to depositors on Monday morning, is to prevent more of these. That was really the real risk, is that uninsured depositors at any bank could start stampeding to their bank to take money out.
The Wall Street Journal reported that Signature was reeling from a bet on crypto banking. Earlier Sunday, Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen addressed the FDIC seizing control of California-based Silicon Valley Bank on Friday. It's the second largest bank collapse in U.S. history and is already affecting tech businesses it financed, including Roblox, Etsy, and Roku. It sparked alarm about reverberations amid rising interest rates.
I've been working all weekend with our banking regulators to design appropriate policies to address this situation. The American banking system is really safe and well capitalized.
Oh, yeah.
Resilient.
The Treasury Secretary ruled out a bailout for Silicon Valley Bank. New Jersey Governor Phil Murphy and New York City Mayor Eric Adams responded to the Fed's announcement to make customers whole with SVB.
We don't have a whole lot of exposure to SVB per se, but we do have a lot of tech companies. So our Economic Development Authority is preparing a package largely focused on liquidity to be there in case we need to be there.
There's a real concern, particularly because in New York, we have such a substantial number of tech startups. We are going to have a coordination with the federal government, the state, as well as here in the city to be a conduit of information.
Monday, President Biden will deliver remarks on the situation with both banks. He said it will address how the country will maintain its banking system to protect economic recovery. In the newsroom, Lisa Rosner.
Well, he didn't quite say all that. He didn't say anything like that. He just came out and it's like, oh yeah, the banks, they're closing. Don't worry, it'll be great. This is a sign of a good economy. Look at the great things we've done. We created more jobs than anybody else ever. We have more people employed than jobs to fill. They're just doing it up, doing great things. And then he ran away. I don't know. Again, the government telling you to remain calm, don't panic. It's not usually a good sign. Ink scars. I'm not saying that out loud. You crack me up though. Donald, America is failing. They're making it happen. Sending our money overseas, polluting our environment, allowing racist agendas to be taught in school. Now the banks are collapsing, food costs too much, rent costs too much, no one's got any money. The economy's doing great, says the White House. This is normal. Don't trust those low numbers or absent numbers in your bank account if you can even access your bank account. That has nothing to do with the economy. You just listen to what the White House says. Shut the hell up and look the other way. That's what they're saying. That's what they're saying. It's nonsense. Captain Seamus, evil grandma yelling, yeah, she's a real piece of work. Tam Tam, it is in Davenport, Iowa. That's where the Orange Eagle is going to be today. So this next video and last video of the YouTube side of things, it's titled New Report Shows Record Number of NYPD Officers Resigning. New York is getting hit hard. They're losing their banks. They're losing the police department. It's not good. It's a hard life living over in New York.
A new report in
I think it's interesting we've gone this long without the government telling us to go get jabbed or anything. Isn't that weird? Isn't that weird? Every day they were shoving that down our throat. How much of the country went and did it and how much didn't, and the people that didn't were the bad guys. Then all this information came out and now they don't talk about it anymore. They were like, release the UFOs, start derailing trains with toxic chemicals in them. They'll forget about all that. Pipeline, what pipeline? Don't worry about that. Don't worry about those classified documents. Don't worry about that stuff. Just pay attention. Keep your eyes in the sky. It's nonsense. Ink scars. That's because Zelle is not a link. Zelle is like a wire transfer service that specific banks have access to. So it's just the email address. If you were going to send me a Zelle donation, you would just go through your banking app, type in my email address, and do the transfer. That's why it's not a link. Happy friend Indigo, thanks for being here. Two Ruby Shoes. Will we have a balloon distraction tomorrow? I don't know. I don't know if they can pull that off now that they said there's a mothership in our solar system. If they put objects in the sky, people might lose their marbles. They might think the mothership is here to do harm to us. I don't know. Sounds like they're gearing up for Project Bluebeam or whatever. Who knows for sure. Kind of would make sense. They took all our money away. We couldn't afford food. We're not allowed to do anything. And then there's a third-party threat. The Government will be here to protect us. They'll come in and save us. They'll tell us what to do and where we can go and when we can sleep and how much handfuls of rice we're allowed to eat per week. I don't know, things are not looking good. Here, Juicer, you crack me up. All right, hooligans, let's get this started. With volume this time.
A new report in the New York Post finds a record number of NYPD officers resigning this year, with more than 200 officers already tapping out in the first 2 months of this year. Fox 5's Ashley Rodriguez asked the mayor about the exodus.
Public safety is a prerequisite to our prosperity.
Yet public safety's first line of defense in the city, its police officers, are resigning at a record level in 2023, according to a new report from the New York Post, which found 239 officers quit this year, a 117% increase compared to the same period over the last 2 years, the highest number of resignations since 2007. Last year, the NYPD saw just over 3,700 officers retire, the most since 9/11.
We have a law enforcement crisis in this city, and in this country, and it's serious.
Nationwide since 2020, more officers have left their departments, but police advocates point to the politics of New York City and the $42,000 a year starting pay. Because of it, suburban departments like Suffolk and Nassau counties are able to easily poach from within the NYPD.
And that's what I think a lot of cops are finally just throwing their hands up and saying, I can't do this job anymore.
A lot of people don't respect them, and I think police officers and firemen have to be respected and cherished a lot, because without them, I don't know where the city would be.
According to the Post, nearly every precinct in the city is understaffed, and response times in 2023 lag compared to last year. A former cop himself, the mayor knows the realities of a police force with low retention and low recruitment. It's why he admitted record-setting resignations have to be righted.
Look at that forehead.
What I think we failed at is that we weren't going out and recruiting at the capacity that we should have, and we're changing.
Is that Russell Simmons?
Ashley Rodriguez, Fox 5 News.
I know they ain't surprised. There's no way they're surprised. My buddy that became a cop nearby, he keeps telling me they cannot get people in there. Nobody wants to be a cop because of the way that they're treated right now. They are not respected. They are looked down upon. I know no one's surprised by that. After all those protests and riots and defund the police and all that, look how it's going. Great things. Crime's up. Cops are out. Government don't care. They don't care. They like it. The more chaos is in the streets, the closer to having full control they are. What's up, beer guy? Let's see. A-Quest, where was the mothership? They just said it's in our solar system. We covered it Saturday? Yeah, we covered it Saturday, I think, for the birthday special. Yep. A-Quest, if I was president, you would only find classified UFO documents in my garage. I'm saying. Yeah, Kevin, I've heard about that. I can't read that out loud because of the guidelines, but yeah, I've heard that. That's kind of the problem with socialism, and a lot of people don't realize that. I mean, Canada's not necessarily a socialist country, but they kind of are. Like the baby bonuses that Canadians get. So if you have a kid, you make under a certain amount, the government knows, and they just start sending you free checks. Here's $1,000 for your kid until they hit 21 or whatever. Here you have to apply. In Canada, they already know because you're being monitored, and there's a lot of free money happening. And it's not necessarily socialism, but then as soon as the plague came out, all these hardcore restrictions came out. They couldn't do that here because we're not that socialist yet. We're getting there with all these crying softies out here wanting to turn their wiener inside out and all this other stuff. They want that to happen here. But who knows? Maybe that's why they're trying to collapse everything. People aren't willing to convert all the way over to socialism, so they'll just force us into it. Let's see. So for real, the mothership dropped old man Walter off to torture us. Something. They had some strange looking individuals at the press briefing. Was it? It must have been Friday. Real strange looking. The one woman looked like a full-on crackhead from Portland. Just scrawny chicken without feathers looking thing. One eye was like way over here and low. They didn't fix her human face. They should have redid that. She was running the old model. It wasn't good. It wasn't good. Tam, the PDX. Oh yeah, the cops in Portland, they just let Antifa do whatever they want. And then anytime there was Orange Eagle supporters or anything like that, all of a sudden everybody had to be on the sidewalk. You had to have a permit and all this stuff. Everybody was going to jail. But look at how Portland is now. It went from having dumpster fires to being a dumpster fire, and it's because of that kind of stuff. New York's the same way. DC is the same way. They like that. They like those softies crying in the streets. California's like that. All right. Well, I don't know if we're going to have enough time. We may not have enough time. I think what we're going to do is we're going to wrap this up because I have to get going somewhere. But we still have a lot on the schedule today. We'll be going live another 2 times at least. I got 4 videos here that will only be available on the free speech platforms. It's just because I can't show them according to the YouTube community guidelines. They are informational. So that's on the schedule. At 5 p.m., Old Man Walter is supposed to go live with remarks on the AU-KUS partnership. So I think what we're going to do is at 5 p.m. Eastern time, we're going to show Old Man Walter live on all platforms. Then we'll cut off YouTube. We'll cover the 4 videos that I have on the schedule on all the free speech platforms. And then once that is over, maybe depending on how long that lasts, once that's over, we'll be going live again at 7 p.m. Eastern time for the Orange Eagle, who will be speaking in Davenport, Iowa. I can't show that on YouTube because it's against community guidelines. So it will just be on all the free speech platforms, which is pretty much everything we go live on except for YouTube. It's not my fault. It's YouTube's fault. That's, I think they're doing away with creators. I think they don't care about creators, and at this point they're just kind of phasing out creators because they have that YouTube TV now, which is going to compete with Netflix and YouTube. You can rent movies, you can buy movies, or not with YouTube, but with Netflix and Hulu. On YouTube you can rent movies and buy movies now. I think they're going to boost all of that stuff because it's a lot easier to maintain a movie library than it is to babysit creators and monitor things they say and do and show and all that stuff. So I think their community guidelines are just going to keep getting more and more strict until the creator base is so small that they just basically phase them out. Then they can fire half their staff that babysit all the creators, and then they'll just be like digital Blockbuster. They'll just rent and sell movies, and that'll be that. And that way they won't have to spend any money. They'll still have ad revenue. They'll still have people to show ads to and all that stuff. And I mean, that's the way it's really looking. But I got to follow the rules, so it is what it is. So what we're going to do is I'm going to give you guys the spiel deal. We're going to do the Pledge of Allegiance, and we're going to wrap this up. But once again, we are going live at 5 p.m. Eastern time. We're going to show Old Man Walter live. We're going to cover 4 videos on the free speech platforms. I will provide links and everything for you guys to make sure you make your way over to the free speech platforms, because I don't want any of you to miss out. And then at 7:15, we're going to be covering the Orange Eagle live on all the free speech platforms. So let me give you guys the spiel deal, and we're going to be wrapping this up. Also, anybody that sent me messages or emails and stuff over the weekend and I haven't got back to you yet, I will do my best to get back to you today. It was a really busy, crazy weekend because it was my birthday weekend, but I will get back to you guys. I don't want you guys to think that that just falls on deaf ears. I have like 300 notifications on my phone that I've been holding for the last 2 days just so I remember to do all of that. All right, hooligans. When you get a second, please go to jeffmaclive.com. You can also find the link in the description. All of the links I have are posted on the home page. You can see them all right here, all the great stuff we have. On the home page, you can find the link to join Gilded for free. Gilded is currently the best way to receive notifications for when and where we go live. Every time we go live, just download the app, click on the link, join the server, and you'll know when we go live. So if we're showing Orange Eagle, you'll know. You don't have to wait for Rumble to send a notification or anything like that. You will get the notification directly from me through Gilded. It is worthwhile. Definitely check it out. There is a news board on Gilded to keep you up to date with everything going on around the world. And there's a ton of hooligans in there to hang out with all day to chat it up about pretty much whatever you like. So definitely join Gilded. Also on the Jeff Mac Live homepage, you can find links to the merch store if you would like to grab some merch. We have shirts, hoodies, stickers, and coffee mugs. Everything is displayed in black and white or white and black, but if you find something you like, just click on that item to see all the colors that the item comes in. On the lower right hand side of the screen, that is a separate link for a separate merch store where we have fitted hats and flags. I think there's even flip-flops. That is a store that is uncensored. So a lot more of our edgier designs and stuff are on that store. So definitely check out both of those. I got Jeff Mac Live merch now on the store that's right here. So logos and stuff like that. A lot of you guys have been picking up those coffee mugs. You're super awesome. But definitely check that stuff out if you have not already. Also on the homepage at jeffmaclive.com. It's also in the description of all the lives right now. We have links to PayPal, Cash App, Venmo, Stripe, Zelle, and Buy Me a Coffee if you would like to support what I do. There's also a link to the Amazon wish list if you would like to send me stuff. It's really easy to use. Anything you purchase directly from the wish list will be sent straight to me without having to send emails, find addresses, or anything like that. It's really simple. Also, you still have time to send me stuff for the birthday unboxing. I think it's going to be on the 20th. I will have to double check. I want to say it's the last Friday of March. I think. I'll have to check the calendar, but I want to say it's going to be on the 20th or something like that. We're going to do the birthday unboxing where anything I receive between now and then, we're going to hold a live birthday unboxing to show off all the things you guys sent me. So you still have time. Don't worry about paying extra for shipping and all of that. It's a scam. Don't pay extra for shipping. Just standard shipping. We'll make it here. So definitely check out the wish list, or if you would like to send stuff to the P.O. Box, you can find the P.O. Box address on the contact page at jeffmaclive.com. Just make sure you send me a tracking number. You can even take a picture and send it to me, and I'll just scan it for the numbers and stuff. But after 3 days, if it sits at the post office, they'll just mail it back to you. And the post office is 60 miles away from me, so I can't just run to the post office every day. It's a lot better if you just notify me with a tracking number. Finally, if you would like to join any of the membership programs, we have memberships for YouTube, Gilded, Discord, Odyssey, Rumble, and Twitch. And then jeffmaclive.com itself has a membership program that will give you access to your own profile for our uncensored social media area. We also have a live streaming area with a chat. It is the place to be. It is the hooligan home. We have a very advanced messaging system and group messaging boards and all of that stuff. And it's the best way to support what I do because there's nobody taking any kind of cut. It just goes straight to me. And you're not supporting some censorship tech like YouTube. That's that. That's my spiel. Get ready for the Pledge of Allegiance. All right, hooligans, please join me for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, hooligans, one more time. At 5 p.m. Eastern, we will be going live again with Old Man Walter delivering remarks on the AUKUS partnership. Then when that is over, we have 4 videos to show on the free speech platforms. I will provide links to make sure everybody carries over from YouTube onto the free speech platform so you can watch these videos with us. And then at 7:15 p.m. Eastern time, we're going to be covering the Orange Eagle in Davenport, Iowa on all the free speech platforms. If you're a part of Gilded or Discord or Telegram or jeffmaclive.com, you will receive notifications for when we go live. I will post notifications on all the social media, but if you don't have that bell icon ticked, you're just going to be random on whether or not you see it. It's just the way those algorithms work, and it is what it is. I'm going to read through the chat really quick, and then we're going to wrap this up. Kevin, the spring birds are back now. Yeah, I'm hearing birds too. Although we have a ton of snow, they're probably freaking out. They're like, what is going on? Thank you so much, F-Body Bill, for continuing the membership program for 12 months. You're officially a hooligan. I appreciate you. Thank you so much, Annette, for gifting 5 memberships over on YouTube. You're awesome. I appreciate you guys that are holding on to those memberships over on YouTube. You're keeping the lights on around here. Big time. Big time. I appreciate you. Dharma Agent, are you an Aries? I am a Pisces. I am a Pisces. Big time. I'm like the poster child for Pisces. Like when I read the what are they called? The horoscopes or whatever, it just upsets me. I'm like, stop watching me. It's like they're wrote by the federal government or something. I am the poster child for Pisces. Just over emotional, super dramatic. Let's see. Melcorp. No, I'm not trying to leave YouTube. That's not my intentions. I appreciate everybody that watches on YouTube. There's a lot of hooligans that will not watch anywhere else. They only want to watch YouTube. A lot of times it's an age thing. They don't want to learn a new platform, install new stuff on their phone. They know how to use YouTube. It comes standard on every cell phone sold in America or otherwise. And I understand that. It's their community guidelines make it so it's very difficult for me to speak openly. I can't show everything that's going on. Pretty much anything that's relevant in life right now, we're not allowed to talk about. And so I got to do a lot of hoop jumping and stuff. And then there's stuff that I come across that I can't share on there. But I want people to know that these things are going on. And so I try to provide the best of both worlds if I can. I will show as much as I can on YouTube, and then everything I can't show, I just help the platform out the door, and then we continue on where I can speak openly and I can show things that are relevant, and I don't have to worry about getting a strike or anything like that. YouTube's community guidelines are not only strict, but their punishments are harsh. Every time you get a strike, it lasts for 90 days. The first punishment, 7 days, where you're suspended from the platform. I can't reach any of you or anything like that. The second strike is 14 days. The third strike, you're just deleted. So it is very difficult to run lives anymore on YouTube. But I'm still trying my best. I'm not trying to leave YouTube. I worry more about being deleted, being pushed out the door. And so that's why we're in this situation we're in. I'm not trying to leave YouTube, and I appreciate everyone that watches on YouTube, and I really appreciate everyone's got memberships on YouTube, because YouTube is carrying the weight right now. If things go downhill anymore, I can't exactly know that we'll still be here. We'll still do this. I want to do this forever, but YouTube hit me with a strike, every other week is causing issues. It makes people think I took the day off, or I quit, or they canceled their memberships and all this stuff. We've lost 300 subscribers in the last 28 days. I have no idea why. I have no idea why. I don't know if it's them. I don't know if people are just mad at what I'm doing. I have no idea. I have no idea. But I am trying the hardest I can. I am trying to make everyone happy. I care a lot. I care a lot. You can ask Snooks. I'm always crying to her about how much I care. And I don't know why people are leaving, or I don't know what's going on, and I don't know why it's going on. But I am trying my very hardest to do the best that I can to make sure all of you are with me and informed, and we're all in this together. So With that being said, we're going to wrap this up. Big shout out to everyone that made donations, joined the membership program, or purchased any merch. I really appreciate you guys, and I would not be able to do this without you. So thank you so much for all your support, and I'll see you on the next live. Until then, stand tall, shine bright, and that's a wrap.